Who said you had to have a spotless house to have value as a human being anyway? I used to be really hard on myself for not being able to keep my house clean. I trash talked myself all the time because I'd basically do anything other than clean. I was, and still am, hesitant to ask people over because there's almost always dishes on the counter and you can hardly ever see the surface of my dining room table because there's clean laundry, kids' toys, and all kinds of other random things that get set there to be put away later. It turns out I actually don't want a clean house as much as I want to do fun things with my kids, write blog posts, scrapbook, and play in my garden. The day I actually admitted that I hated housework and accepted the fact that it wasn't a flaw in my design and decided to hire help, life got so much better. Hi, I'm Elsa Borsa, life coach and joy advocate for women who want to feel more confident, joyful, and supported in their everyday lives. Thanks for stopping by today. Today is day 5 of my 7-day journaling series, and today we're diving deeper into self-discovery and exploring how to figure out what you really want. In video number 3 of this series, we discussed how to figure out who you are, and the natural next step is to ask yourself what you really want in your life. In the past, when somebody asked me what I wanted my life to look like, I remember saying, I want my life to look exactly the same as it does now. I just want to feel better in it. The reality at the time is that I did love the major parts of my life. My husband, my kids, my house, my community, what we did for fun. But once I started exploring my day-to-day reality a little deeper, I realized there were a lot of things that I wanted in my life that I wasn't allowing myself to have. And there were a lot of responsibilities that I was carrying that I really didn't enjoy and didn't want to have to be carrying. You see, we get sucked into a world where we start to believe we want what's expected of us. We stop checking in with ourselves and asking ourselves what we really want. As children, we know this. We don't judge ourselves or question our desires. Then, as we grow and we take on new responsibilities, we stop asking ourselves if what we're doing is what we want to be doing, or if it's just what we think we should be doing. What we want becomes super tied to the roles we identify with. Sometimes we don't really want these things at all. And sometimes we want them for different reasons than maybe we thought we did. When I met my husband and we moved in together, I became the farm and trucking bookkeeper by default. His dad used to do his books, but I have a business degree, so it only made sense for me to take it over. In the beginning, it wasn't bad. I didn't really know what I was doing, but we didn't farm a lot at that point, and we had no kids, and I kind of enjoyed the time to sit down quietly and make journal entries. As time went on and our family grew and our farm and trucking businesses expanded, the books became something that I desperately wanted to keep up with, but that I was always desperately behind in. It used to stress me out to no end. It was a weight I carried on my shoulders all the time, and it made me feel so inadequate and like such a failure that I couldn't keep up. I felt like I was letting my husband down all the time. Then one day, in the midst of frustration, he told me he didn't actually care if I did the books. He just wants them done. He hadn't told me that I needed to do it. It was a choice I had made. I had chosen to take on the role. It took a long time of me telling myself that I should be able to keep up before I realized that I really hated sitting in front of the computer for hours on end. I liked being involved in our business and knowing what was going on and managing the financial end of things, but sitting in my basement in front of the computer for hours on end was sucking the life out of me. Once I was able to see that I needed a different kind of stimulation in my life and was able to accept that about myself, instead of berating myself over it, I was able to see that this was something that I had chosen and that I had the ability to unchoose it. Now we have someone that does our books and our billing. I still have an active role in our businesses, although I will admit I still avoid some of it a little more than I should, and I still manage all the financial aspects. But letting that one thing go has given me the space to pursue the things in my life that I'm really passionate about, like going on adventures with my kids, having space in my days to choose sometimes what I want to do, and to build this business. What we want isn't always that clear to us. And I know for me, I really had no idea how to get started figuring it out. Thankfully, I learned how to tap into my desires, and today I'm going to share 2 exercises with you to help you start figuring out what you really want. I'd like you to take some quiet time to do these exercises if possible. So if you need to, go ahead and lock yourself in the bathroom for a few minutes. First, I want you to start a fresh page in your journal, and I want you to make 2 columns. At the top of one, I want you to write how I feel. At the top of the other column, I want you to write how I want to feel. On the next page, I want you to make 2 more columns. And I want you to write on the top of the first column what life looks like. And on the second column, I want you to write what I want life to look like. Go ahead, make your columns, and start filling in your answers. When you're finished, I'd like you to spend some time looking at these and considering the differences between what you desire and what is actuality. How aligned are your desires with your reality? Are there any things that jump out at you? I'd like you to look at your lists and pick just one thing that you can do to bring these things closer into alignment. Second, I want you to jot down on a new page every single task, to-do list item, appointment, and obligation you have coming up in the next week. Then I want you to go through each and every item on the list and ask yourself, does this make me feel light or does it make me feel heavy? And I want you just to make a little L or a little H beside each one. When you're done, I want you to choose one thing that makes you feel light that you can add more of into your life. And on the other hand, I want you to choose one thing that makes you feel heavy that you can do something to start having less of in your life. And now again, did anything jump out at you? Did anything make you feel super heavy that you feel like you don't have any choice over? Or are there things on that list that you know you want more of in your life, but you just don't know how you'd fit them in? Make a note of these things and then be sure to come back for video number 6, where we're going to talk about what's stopping you from having everything you want in your life. Let me know in the comments below. Do you know what you want? Or have you lost sight of that a little bit right now? Also, was there anything that really jumped out for you in the exercises? I'd love to hear what you've come up with. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoy pulling out your journal and doing a little bit of dreaming and exploring. If you've enjoyed this video today, make sure and hit the like button down below, and also make sure to subscribe so you never miss out when I release a new video. If you need to catch up on any of the previous day's videos, I've linked them all in the description box for you. Be sure to come back for video number 6 of this 7-day journaling series.